Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be the direction you are going in. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So the relationship is over, or it's about to be over, or you are breaking free from the relationship. And yes, you know what I'm talking about, the toxic narcissistic relationship. What will happen, and you will find this out if you haven't already, is there's going to be a learning curve. You're going to be entering, or you have already entered, the healing path. Now remember, the healing path is not linear. It will take time. It will take a lot of time. But in your time, you will heal if you utilize the tools that are provided for you on the channel and in the community. You'll have to be patient with yourself. You'll have to be stoic, calm, centered, focused, resilient, and determined. You see, these are all things the narcissist didn't want you to do. The narcissist wanted to keep you tricked and trapped in that zombie-like, trance-like state, which is the narcissistic fog. They wanted you subservient to them. They wanted you to do things for them. They wanted you to burn up and burn through all of your resources, which again included your time, your money, your empathy, your energy, your love, your commitment, your relationships, your health, your focus, your hobbies, your work, your clarity, everything about you. This is what the narcissist had done before they met you. This is what they did when they were with you. And unfortunately, this is what they're doing right now. You see, the narcissist can't change. They can't introspect. They can't be accountable. They will never, ever be genuine or heartfelt or authentic because there's nothing to these people. They're empty vessels. They're hollow. They're shallow. They're cowards and they're bullies. And the direction the narcissist will be going in once you have removed yourself from the relationship, one way or the other, whether you were discarded or you ended it yourself, either way, my heart goes out to you. But once you're removed and you've broken the four ties, and the four ties, remember, they do include the emotional tie, the financial tie, the physical tie, and the spiritual tie. When these tethers are cut, and they will be cut slowly, but they will be cut meticulously, and once they're all four removed from your life, you will see the direction of your life take a totally different direction than that of the narcissist, because the narcissist is kept in that frame of mind, which is the toxicity. It's the cesspool of abuse. It's manipulating people. It's lying, stealing, cheating, trying to get one over on other people. It's using and abusing people as if they weren't human beings to get whatever they want from them for a period of time, which is and usually was the length of the relationship. But the narcissist can't change. The only thing they do is they shift the way they wear their mask. That's why when you were with the narcissist, they played to an audience of one when it was just the two of you. And that usually was when you would experience most of the toxicity, whether you were in a car with them, or maybe you're on a plane, or maybe you were trying to grab a dinner when you were being triangulated with them, or maybe you're in your own household, who knows? But when it was the two of you, they played to an audience of one. And whenever they were communicating with you, and I do mean whenever, they were always looking at you and testing the temperature of you and seeing how much you would believe, how deep in that narcissistic fog they had placed you, and if you could escape, or if you were catching on to them, or if you weren't. And at times when you would be catching on to them, they would throw you a little mini love bomb or euphoric stage and get you off the scent of figuring out who they were. But the narcissist is trapped. They need people to regulate themselves. They need people to need them. They need people stuck, and they need people to do things for them, such as the unpaid helper, the walking apology, the sounding board, the chauffeur, the errand person, the person who raises the kids, who pays the bills, who is the person who does everything for the narcissist, cooks, cleans, and takes care of anything else. But when that goes away, and it usually goes away once your resources have been depleted or diminished, when that goes away, the narcissist goes on to a new source of supply. Now, do they go on to that supply source immediately? Many times they do, unfortunately. Sometimes it may take them a little while to groom another person in place. But what they will do is they'll go to a safe place, meaning maybe their immediate family members, or maybe a house of their sisters or brothers, or maybe they'll go back to a high school buddy's house, but they're going to go someplace that they feel comfortable. Now, will they stay there for a long period of time? I can't tell you. But the narcissist likes familiarity. They like comfort. And they like knowing that they have people that they surround themselves with, even though they've burned bridges with those people in the past, that those people will still open their doors to them again and give the narcissist another opportunity, another chance. You see, the narcissist, what they do is they take advantage of anybody, from their parents to their siblings to their own children, to their ex-relationships, to friends, to besties, to colleagues, coworkers, people in neighborhoods, communities, and or organizations. And it's not until you get the wisdom that you realize that the path is to go no contact and block these people. If you can't do that, I understand. Utilize gray rock, become dull and boring, but you do not want to be giving these people more opportunities. You do not want to be giving them more chances. And that's what so many people do, because the narcissist plays their hand so meticulously, so well, that they keep people believing that they actually need help. They need a handout. They just need a place to stay for a month or so, just till they get back on their feet. Or they just need to borrow the car, or just pay for my rent for 1 month, or just help me get through school, or just put some food on my table, or just send me DoorDash, whatever it is. This is what the narcissist wants. They want to consume people's energy, consume people's mindset, consume people's life. But when you were in that relationship, remember, it wasn't just you who was in that narcissistic relationship. You may have thought it was just you, but no, when you weren't with the narcissist, where were they? Who knows, but they weren't with you. And they were probably looking for and trying to groom or attract new sources of supply, whether it was in real life or at their workplace or social media or dating apps, who knows? But the narcissist cannot have just one relationship. They don't like commonality. They don't like sustainability. They don't like commonplace. They don't want to just be, because they don't have the ability to just be. That's why they need disruption. That's why these relationships are houses of cards. That's why they're built on quicksand. And that's why they will never, ever, ever survive the test of time. And why I share that is because you may say, well, wait, I know someone who's the narcissist and they've been married for 50, 60 years and their spouse seems to be doing okay. Well, what's the key word there? The key word is seems. You see, not everything is as it appears to be. And you weren't in that household with those people for the 60 years. You don't know the abuse that went on, the gaslighting, the stonewalling, the silent treatment, the rage fits, the financial abuse, the physical abuse perhaps, the mental abuse, the spiritual abuse, the emotional abuse. You never know what you're going to get. It's not until you're with these people in enclosed, confined quarters, meaning you're living with them, or you grew up with them, or maybe you go on vacation with them for 2 weeks or something. That's when you see the mask slip over and over and over again. So yeah, there are people that stay in these relationships for a lifetime, but remember, they didn't have the wisdom back then before the internet and the smartphone, and they probably were so deeply entrenched in the narcissistic fog that they thought there was nowhere to go. Well, that's not how it is these days. We now have the education. We're becoming awakened and aware, educated and empowered, and we understand that we are the priority. We come first, second, and third, and there's no room in our lives for toxicity. So whereas when the relationship ended, or if it's about to end, or if you're breaking the ties from the narcissist, the trajectory of your life is going to go one direction, and the trajectory of the narcissist will go in a completely different direction. Because remember, the further you get away from these people, the smaller they get. The smaller they get, the stronger you get. The stronger you get, the weaker they get. The weaker they get, the less grip or grasp they have on you, and the more clear your mind gets, the more your health returns, your energy returns, your finances return. You can rebuild your social network, and you can take a class, teach a class, read a book, write a book. You can do whatever you want to do, as long as it's not with and or surrounding or have anything to do with the toxic narcissist. You're getting that wisdom. You're getting your cup full. You understand how important it is to remove yourself from these people. But as I mentioned earlier, the narcissists, they're not going to improve their lives. Maybe they're going to steal more people's money, or blow up more relationships, or they're going to have what appears to be the best life on social media, using 500 filters to clean up their pictures of whatever alleged vacations they went on. Well, that's all fine and dandy. We don't believe in that stuff any longer, because what people do with their time and their life and their energy and resources is what they do. We fell for the mask in the past. We believed that the narcissist was who they claimed they were. We now know that not everybody is A, who they claim to be, B, that everybody reveals themselves in time, and C, the most important of all three of these, and all three are very important, is that not everybody has your best interest at heart. And at the top of that list is definitely the narcissist. You see, people can say A, B, and C, but words mean nothing without actions following them up. And now we understand that message. So whereas the narcissist, perhaps, let's say they did go off to the new source of supply, and it seems like they're living their best life. Well, don't be so sure about that. Remember, the new supply once was you. Whether you were in the relationship for a day, a week, a month, a year, 30 years, you were a supply source to the narcissist. Now, yeah, are you in real life a supply source? No, you're a beautiful, bright, shining light. You shine higher than the sun, the moon, and the stars, and you elevate, and you're ascending higher than the sun, the moon, and the stars. But the narcissist can't do anything without an energy source, or as they need it, they call it supply. And their supply was you for a period of time, which was the length of the relationship that you were a part of. Now that that relationship is over, let's say it's over or about to be over, you're healing. You're in that cocoon of boundaries. You're introspecting. You're learning what narcissism was and or is, and how it affected you for a period of time. And you're putting yourself back together. This is when you really want to slow your life down. You want to journal, meditate, watch videos. You want to read. You want to heal childhood wounds and understand that how could you have fallen for this? Why did you stay in it so long? Why did you give the narcissist so many chances over and over and over again? Well, I will tell you right now, it's very simple. You weren't taught this in school, so you didn't have the wisdom, you didn't have the education, you didn't know what was going on. You didn't know terms like gaslighting, like the smear campaign, like the silent treatment, like triangulation, my least favorite thing these people do. You didn't know what these things were. But now you're coupling the definitions in the glossary on the narcissistic abusive cycle with your real life experience. And what does that equal? That's right, it equals wisdom. And wisdom is a new thing that you have in your life when it comes to the narcissistic abusive cycle. You see, many people will claim that they know what narcissism is. Many people will claim, oh, it's not such a big thing. What's the problem? Just get back out there, start dating, make a new friend, whatever. Well, not so fast. When you've gone through the cycle, you know exactly what I'm talking about. These are the relationships you need to heal from. These are the relationships you have to put yourself back together from. And these are the relationships that will change you forever. You will become in the third version of you, the strongest, most galvanized version of you known to humankind. That's where your average human being can't even fathom. That's where the narcissist can't even believe that you attained or you got there. So whereas the narcissist life, they will appear to be living their best life, you have to remember something very important. They can steal all the money, they can steal all the time, break all the relationships. They can use all the smear campaigns they want to. They can triangulate people. They can gaslight people, blame shift. They can do whatever they want to do. But at the end of the day, what do they have to do? That's right. They have to go to bed. They have to think about all the destruction they've created, all the lives they've destroyed, all the relationships they've ruined, and all the lies they've told. Now, are they going to spend much time on that? No, not at all. But are they going to spend time here and there? Yeah, they will. Why? Because there will be constant reminders throughout their existence of what they've done. This is when doors will close on the narcissist. This is when their besties of 10, 20, 30 years will want nothing to do with them because they finally realize that they too have been used. This is when their own children won't talk to them. This is when their exes have blocked them and gone no contact. This is when people in communities and or hobby groups or organizations, maybe even religious groups, want nothing to do with these people because all they do is create drama and disrupt people's energy and bring a very, very sad and sorrow existence to the energy of the place where the people are collaborating or congregating. You see, doors will close on the narcissist, and they're closing right now. You may not see it, but then again, why would you want to see it? Because when these people's lives implode, and they all do multiple times, not just at the end of their life when they become the aging narcissist, but they implode daily and weekly. You just don't see about it. This is why many times the narcissist goes in the bathroom with their smartphone. Yeah, you may have thought they're grooming other sources of supply and they're on dating apps and using social media, etc. Of course they're doing that. But they have to regroup because probably something went sideways in their life that day and they need a timeout. Like a petulant child who in the old days was told, hey, go sit in the corner or go write 500 words on the chalkboard. Well, the narcissist gives themselves a timeout, but they lock the door and they have their smartphone so they can regulate themselves, so they can fool other people and manipulate other people halfway around the world or maybe even in your city. This is what they do. So when the narcissist doesn't get what they want, there's a price to pay. And that price usually was to be paid by you. But now that you're out of the relationship and you're toxicity free, you're beginning to elevate. You're beginning to ascend. You're beginning to put yourself back together. The narcissist can never put themselves back together because A, they don't know how, B, they believe they're infallible, C, they believe they're smarter than everybody, and D, all they do is just go from one relationship to another, blowing up the former relationship, trying to keep that door open just a crack to return at a later date. That's why you should go no contact and block. And B, entering a new relationship, acting like nothing happened. Everything's fine. Everything's great. I'm living my best life. That's what they're thinking. That's how they want to act. That's why you can tell when a relationship ends, let's say it's a friendship or even a romantic relationship, whatever you want to call it. Let's use romance. Let's say there's a couple and they were a power couple in your city, town, state, country, whatever. And they were together, maybe they were married, maybe they weren't, but maybe they were a pillar in the community. And then let's say one of the people breaks up with the other person. And the person who broke up with the other person blames the other person. And the person who broke up with the person is out gallivanting the globe and taking selfies and living life and laughing it up and having a great time. And the other person you don't hear from, you don't see them around that much. The person that you don't hear from or see that much, what do you think they are doing? That's right, they're healing. They're doing exactly what you've had to do or you're doing. They're doing what I've had to do. They stay in that cocoon of boundaries and they put themselves back together. Now, did they want to do that? No, but they had to because they were in a relationship with a toxic person, maybe even a narcissist who doesn't care about them. They don't care about anybody other than themselves. That's why you can identify what these relationships are, not exclusive and or specific to the narcissistic relationship, but when two people were together and one just acts like nothing ever happened, well, there's your toxicity right there. The other person who has to cry and they have to gain weight or lose weight, and they don't, then no one's listening to them, or maybe they're being isolated, etc. Well, that's the smear campaign. That's the ending of a relationship, which maybe was a narcissistic relationship. And these people, which at one point was me and was you, we weren't taught this in school, so we didn't know we had to heal from anything. But that's what we do, or that's what we're doing. And that's why the narcissist cares about nobody. That's why they're always looking for the next new shiny object. That's why they can end a relationship like that. And that's why they can end or enter one like that, because they don't care. There's nothing inside of them. There's no love or empathy or commonality or growth or togetherness or honesty or trust. There's nothing but shallowness and darkness. And they know this. But the thing is, you weren't taught this. You didn't know it back then. So before I close the video, because it's going to be a little shorter video today, the direction that a narcissist is going in, they're going to stay where they are. They're going to plateau or go lower. They're not going to elevate. Now you may say, well, wait, the narcissist that I'm thinking of are new. They're living their best life and they have all the money in the world and they're on yachts and they're touring the world and all. That's great. Well, maybe that's what they're doing. Truth be told, they're still stuck in their mind. And the person they're with is either A, abusing or manipulating them, or they're abusing and manipulating that person. And that's not the kind of relationship you want to be a part of. You already were a part of that, unbeknownst to you, because the narcissist did not hand you that 2-page report and say, here's who I am, here's what I'm going to do to you. You didn't know. That's why the relationship wasn't your fault. Now, were you a part of it? Yes. Did you give it your best shot? Absolutely. Did you know that you were working for a person and working for the relationship while they were trying to destroy your life and blow up that relationship? No, you didn't. If you did, you would have run for the hills. But that's not what happened. So the narcissist will never, ever be able to elevate or ascend without another person being the engine that fuels their emptiness. That's what the narcissist needs. Now you, what are you going to be doing? I'm going to tell you exactly what you're going to be doing. See that staircase going up, 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 up? It's getting higher and higher. That's you. That's the healing path. Now remember, the healing path is not linear. It doesn't go directly up like that. It will take twists and turns, and it will take time. It will take a lot of time. But in your time, you will heal if you utilize the tools that are provided for you on the channel and in the community. But you will be headed in the right direction, which is up, which is ascending, which is recapturing your energy, recapturing your health, recapturing your finances and your relationships. And this is the path. It's what you will do when you break the chains of the narcissistic abusive cycle. You see, you've been through something that most people haven't been through. You've conquered something you didn't even know you were up against, and you've defeated the behemoth, the juggernaut, the narcissistic relationship, and you didn't even know how you did it. But you did it, and here you are. It's because you're full of resilience, commitment, fortitude, love, empathy, courage, and determination, and focus. That's why I am sharing with you, like behind me, those steps and all of those, the beautiful scenery behind me. It goes up, 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 up. That's what you will be doing. But if you see the rows here, the rows where people sit and observe performances here at the amphitheater, see how it goes back and forth and back? That's more like the path. It's not going to go straight up like that. I wish it would go like that. It doesn't work. It's going to go in and out and in and out. But eventually you're going up. Eventually you're going up like that. And that's why you're going to put yourself back together. And that's the exact trajectory of my path. And that's the path of so many people I've helped to get to that pinnacle, that mountaintop of indifference, when they've healed or they're well on the healing path, they've gone no contact, and they realize that what a journey it's been, what a ride. But they're now here, and they no longer care about the narcissist or any of those people from that period of time. They've taken the lifelong learning lessons from the past. They don't predict the future. They live in the present moment, the here and the now, and they understand that they're fortunate and grateful to be out of that relationship, because at one point, that relationship, they thought that was their whole world. They thought they couldn't do anything without that person or that relationship. That's what we all thought. But once we actually heal and we practice radical acceptance and go no contact and wrap our heads around the fact that the person we loved or maybe even were in love with never cared about us, that's when we begin to get liberated. That's when we begin to process things, that relationship wasn't what we thought it was. It wasn't what we wanted it to be. It was what it was, which was a debilitating, taxing, challenging, really life-threatening relationship. And that's why these relationships are the relationships you need to heal from. And that's why the narcissist will always be stuck in that low vibrational state, because they need an energy source to fuel them for the next leg of their life. You don't need that. What you need is a life free of toxicity, free of manipulation, free of games, free of toxicity, if I didn't say that already. And that's what you're getting, or that's what you're finding, and that's what you will be discovering. Again, this is the path. It's going to swerve in and out, but eventually it goes up and up. And as it goes up, you ascend higher, you elevate higher. You are entering, or you have entered, the third version of you, a place the narcissist can never get to, because they will always forever be stuck lower than the piece of dirt below your shoe. They needed to capture your energy for a period of time, and they did a great job. Until when? That's right, until they couldn't any longer, because they broke the relationship over and over and over again. And on top of that, before I close the video, they always, and they did it with you, they overplay their hand. That's why the path is to go no contact. Let these people just go off to whatever they're going to go to. As long as they stay away from you, you will be doing just fine. Continue to understand that you are the priority. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You're not alone. Remember that. You're not alone. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. And this is a beautiful background. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, drop comments. I want to reiterate something. These stairs that go straight up, they do go straight up. These rows, they're basically level. But the healing path doesn't go straight up, and it doesn't level. It goes up and down and around like that. So remember, be patient with yourself. Be kind with yourself. If anybody, and I mean anybody, tells you you will heal in a certain amount of time if you take this course, if you do A, B, and C, they don't know what they're talking about. The healing path and healing is a direct correlation contingent upon how much work you place into yourself. And that is how I healed, and that's how I help others to heal. You have to go at your own pace. You can't do exactly what other people tell you, because healing isn't like breaking a bone. You go to the doctor, it takes you 6 weeks to heal that fracture in your arm, and we're all human beings, so it all heals the same way usually. No, the healing path is directly contingent upon how much toxicity you have, and how much you experience, and how strong you are, and how much work you're going to place into yourself. So that's the video. Love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.